that in BCA, in the groups, please, if I may make the request of you, that the only questions you ask are relating to BCA and no other subject. We are just 2 of the lecturers for the 7 subjects, and we do not have all the information to answer those questions. So if you're going to ask, sir, how do I do this with registration? How do I do that with registration? What are my textbooks for the other subjects? You need to contact those lecturers. You should have the emails for them already. What I'm going to do in the meantime, I think we are going to take a tour of Blackboard. Everything you are going to need is on Blackboard. The notes are on Blackboard. The links are on Blackboard. The videos are on Blackboard. The videos which will be recorded, we used to put on YouTube, but because of the POPIA Act, we can't do that anymore. All of your links, your tests, your uploads, your downloads, all of it is on Blackboard under BCA. So the 2 things that are most important at CPUT is that your email is working and that your Blackboard is working. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, my video, to save some bandwidth. And let's share my screen. Let me just share my content quickly. Give it 1 second. Okay, students, can you see my screen? Anybody? Okay, fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Eddie.
Still reading.
Okay, I'll just give it a minute just to show to everybody. Okay, you should be able to see my desktop screen. Now, what I'm going to do, I think the one thing that I have noticed on the groups is if you guys are experiencing technical problems, and a lot of you are experiencing technical problems, I'm going to open Notepad here. Who do we contact for technical problems? Okay, it is called CTS, Communication and Telecommunication Services. They do have an email address, but I do know from experience they will take a very long time to get back to you. If you email, they are busy. Our university consists of 36,000 students that they are servicing. So they do have a call center, and that number is 021 959 6407. Let me make that a bit bigger for you guys so that you can read it. There we go. I hope everybody can see that. And my recommendation to my BCA students is that if you're having any technical difficulties, you phone that number. If it's busy, you keep on trying to phone it. You will get through to a real person quite quickly who is going to help you with your technical errors or anything that you are struggling with. So please write that number down. It's going to help you a tremendous amount. I always tell my students, phone, and you don't put that telephone down until your problem is solved, and it works very well. If you're going to email them, you're going to wait a little bit for a response. They do respond, but they are very, very busy with the 36,000 students that we have on, spread amongst our campuses. Okay. Blackboard. Mr. Pretorius, do you want to run through Blackboard, or would you like me to run through Blackboard on the left?
I can do Blackboard, so if you want me to, just an overview. Let me turn my camera off again quickly. Cancel. Okay. You want me to host it, sir?
I'm going to stop
Okay.
sharing my video. See if you can share your video. You know where? Share your desktop.
Okay. Yep. Sharing mine so you can make me host, sir. Let me just make my screen bigger. Others can see you in the video. Okay, you can, but my screen looks so small here. Let me just see. Gallery view, speaker view, tile view.
You want to share application screen.
Yes. Did you make me host, sir?
Let me just go through there, find your name here, Mr. Pretorius.
I'll wait for you, sir. Students signing. We will show you where the signing is. No, register. We will show you your attendance. I'll do that now. So hang in there, Kutu. You did ask about this before. I'm just waiting for this much to make me host. Then I can share
I'm
mine.
having a bit of a problem with that. It's not popping up. I've got your name here.
Okay, where's it? Okay. Eddie Pretorius, attendee control. Make captioner. Oh, captions now. Captioner. Okay. 7 joining and reconnecting.
Mr. Pretorius, don't worry about that. What you can do is you can talk and I will navigate Blackboard. I will navigate Blackboard.
It doesn't matter.
So I'm going to share my application screen again.
Okay, then I can talk through. Okay.
Absolutely.
I turn my camera off, students, or do you want to see me? Not necessary.
No, I think you can turn it off to save bandwidth.
Okay, to save, here we go. Chat box, let's see. Someone asked, Mr. Pretorius, sir, may you please increase your volume? Okay, thank you. Let me just check the settings again. I turned it on speakers. Let me. Yeah. Now. Mr. Smuts, just say something.
I can hear you quite clearly. Maybe if you just speak a little bit closer to the microphone, it will help.
It's on speaker now. Can you hear? That's much better.
That's better,
okay, you can turn it off. Okay, students, let's have a look. On the left-hand side, as you can see in your Blackboard, we have announcements. Like yesterday, Mr. Smuts will click on it. There we go. A little bit down, sir. Oh, okay. No. Right on top again, sir. To show everything. There we go. Announcements. 1, 2 down. No, sir. Click on the main heading again. To show the sub-heading. There we go.
My apologies.
BCA1. There we go. Now, students, yesterday I posted this right in front of you, what we see right here. This is where you will get your links. This is where you will get all your session links like we are busy with right now. So there will be a group E and F link. There will be a ABC, which is my groups. Pardon, and there will be HIJ and Wellington students as well in here. Now, Wellington's Blackboard might not have this, but an announcement will be made. All right, so that we are in the middle. We Mr. Smuts is circling. Okay, let's run through it. We now, sir, BCA frequency orientation that we did already. I think everybody's clear on that. Let's just click in, sir. Let's run through it. This is basically when we started our group chats, when I asked all the students to run through all these orientation things and questions and frequently asked questions and CTS and what the course is all about and our subject guide and all those things are in here, and there's a link for subject guide as well on the left hand side. So smart, yeah, you can just browse through it. Just hold on. Right. Basically, yeah, first your registration information, the booklet, the institutional booklet, assessment rules, very important, people. We will have a lesson on the rules and assessments and test dates and all those things. You still can't hear me. Can't students hear, sir? I can't hear you. Let me just check again my settings. Can you hear me now, students? 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me now? Is that okay? That's better. Now you can hear me. Now we just ran through
Students, if I can just
the
ask, are you
orientation and
using...
frequently asked questions. I'm here, sir. I'm here, students. Don't worry. Just your screen. Go
Are
back
you
to
using cell
content.
phones?
I mean, go back to Blackboard. Here you go. Right, students. Let's scroll a little. Okay, let's go out to the left menu, sir. Oh, you're still scrolling down a bit. Okay. Right, on the left menu, subject guide. Or you want to introduce the lecturers? Oh, that's fine. They saw that. Okay, subject guide.
We have introduced.
Here, people, as you know, there's a last page in the subject guide where I think I spoke this morning on some of our groups. It is very important to sign off that last page, because that's an acknowledgement of the work that we're going to cover and do for the year. Basically, your schedules are in there. Your textbooks details are in there. What we do, your calendar, your test dates, everything is in there. All right. What else is there? Schedules, attendance, timetable, everything is on here. Work schedules, okay.
Your work schedules, please be aware of these. Students, I know it's a lot of reading.
Term 1 and term 2, and semester 2, term 3 and term 4. So in other words, term 1 is from now till the end of March. Then we have April till June term 2. Then we come back in July, term 3 till September. And then we have our last term, which is the end of September right through till November. And in every term, we have a schedule, what we're going to cover on a weekly basis. Everything is inside over there. All right. What else? What else? What else? Attendance. Okay, so just click on that attendance there on the left that we're going to do after this lesson. Okay, put on your sound. We can hear you. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
I'm just reading through the chat box here. All right, inside. I don't know where it
takes a
is
little
now.
bit of a while to load.
Okay.
Mr. Pretorius, can I explain the attendance quickly?
Password, a 4-digit or 5-digit number. And in this 4 or 5-digit number, you log into it and automatically it will make you present. So we have 142 students now currently. We should have 142 emails. In other words, these are the people that attended lesson 1 for BCA today, the 28th of February. Loading a bit, so don't worry, it takes a bit of time. We can go and continue. We'll get to this later.
Okay, I'm going to allow that. There we go. Here it's just showing up. So the group we're going to use, I'm not going to do it per group.
More groups.
I know there are some questions from students about face-to-face.
You must find your name somewhere in there, your surname and your student number.
So I'm going to choose today all students.
Run through.
and I'm going
Okay,
to start the
students check in.
check-in.
And this, you start your check-in. And that password comes in.
And that's where we give you a code.
Just give it a bit
So
of
you
time.
would go check in, and we will
I
give
wonder if you
you a
want to do it
code.
now, sir.
No, I'm going to wait till the end of the lesson when all the students have arrived.
What do you think, Mr.
Can you hear me?
Okay, leave it. Can you hear me, guys?
Can you hear me?
Mr. Smuts, I can't hear you.
What's going on
Oh, okay,
now?
you're sharing. I mean, anyway, so go back. Let's continue. In our Blackboard CPU.
Can you hear me now?
Let's. Okay, we're just waiting for the screen to come back again. Ah, say. Okay, so this is basically your schedules, what we do for the year. This is also in your subject guide, students. So don't worry. Okay, so I can't hear you. Let me just hear now. Sound. And how about, can you hear me now? See, so settings, sir. I am in the settings. Let me just see. More volume settings. Microphone. Headphones. Sync. Volume is 100%. It's on headphone settings. Mono audio. And now, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ah, there we go. Mono audio settings. Where's my screen now? Can you hear me? I'm using my phone. Yes, please. Should turn off mic. One should turn off the mic. Yes, I can hear you now. Okay. I turned off experiencing problems connecting. I did not. Okay, attendance thing. Don't worry, we will do the attendance in later. Don't worry. Just to show you where you check in, and we give you a password, and you mark yourself present. Loud and clear, sir. Okay, that's more like it. You get the BCA group on WhatsApp. Okay, okay, they will show you. Right, where are we now? Blackboard Collaboration. We are in that already. RPL information. Yes, like we spoke yesterday. Someone asked about RPL. Students, if you did a course similar to our course at another institution, and if you wish to apply for an RPL exam, you may do so. And there's a fee involved, and you need to produce your results and all those things, information from your previous institution, and then you write the test. But if you didn't do a course at the other institution, you stay with us for the whole year. That's basically it in a nutshell. Drink some water. Yeah, that is basically what the RPL is all about. Okay, what else is there, sir? Late registration, we can talk about late registration again. Basically, where we're going to start this term, Unit 1. Scroll a little bit down, sir, on the left-hand side. Hear me, sir? Mr. Smart, can you hear me? It was like your PC froze. The BCA WhatsApp group is full. No, it's not full, man. Right, I think Mr. Smart is just going to log out and log back in. Hey, Mr. Smart is typing, Mr. Pretorius. Our sound has disappeared. Oh, maybe it's the mono settings. Oh, okay, it's your settings. Smart is just going to leave the group quick, and then he's going to rejoin the group again. So give him 2 minutes. He won't be. I have to keep talking. I tried joining yesterday, but then it said it's full. Okay, student, send me your cell number or send me or text me on the number that I'm going to type in the chat box. Got it? Send me a WhatsApp and then I can add you pardon in the group A, C, D or the HIJ depending on what group you're in or Wellington. All right. No, then I will add you to the groups. Students, is there any questions so far? You can type in a chat box or you can speak to me. Oh, you in group A, no problem. Yes, you may do so. The Langer, you may do so. Send me a text and tell me who you are and I can add it to our WhatsApp groups. All right? Students speak while Mr. Smuts, group C, find the Langer. Any questions for any questions? So you're navigating your blackboards. We're looking at the units. Unit 1 is basically general. What is Blackboard collaboration? What is WhatsApp communication tools? Emails, very important. Should the group A1 students be here? Yes. The students are they should be here. So
Can you
what
hear me
Mr.
now?
Smart I do? Oh, welcome back, brother.
Am I back? I don't know why that happened. The sound disappears. It's part of Blackboard
That's
Collaboration.
probably sometimes that happens, sir, man. No, you back, back.
Okay, thanks. Can I just speak quickly on RPL?
You may go ahead, sir. Mr. Smuts, take over.
Okay, students, recognition of prior learning. There are so many students that ask us, sir, must I write this exam? Must I write this exam? No, you may ignore that unless the following. You have done an almost identical course of 18 credits at another institution. What happens then is you send all of your course documents and your qualification to Mr. Pretorius, who will then examine it and allow you, with permission, to write the RPL exam. The RPL exam is the same as our final exam for the year. It is normally not many students. In fact, last year we had 5 students that qualified to write RPL. Should you pass the RPL, which is a very difficult exam, you will be exempted from the subject, but you will have to attend classes until they let you know, which is about halfway through the year. So if you have any questions on RPL, please email me or Mr. Pretorius, and we will take that from there. Mr. Pretorius, we were on Blackboard content. I have the other lecturers asking me for the PIN for the attendance. So students, what we're going to do now, before I start with Unit 1, I am going to open the attendance for you. Where you will go is have a look on the left there. You will click on BCA1 attendance, same place as me. Okay, so let the attendance tool launch. It takes a while because we have about 400 students. Okay, I'm going to choose all students.
Sorry, sir. The
Yes.
screen is blank.
Oh, yes, just
One moment.
We can't see anything, sir.
No, we hear you, we hear you. We also can't see it. I think Mr. Smuts is going to show us, share it now. All right.
Thank you, sir.
No
Okay.
problem.
Apologies, students. Blackboard is problematic sometimes. I think there's a lot of people online and that's not sharing. Can everybody see my screen now?
Here we attendance.
Okay, so you go now to Watch me, and then you will go there. BCA attendance. I'm going to choose all students, and I'm going to choose check-in. And I'm going to start check-in. I'm going to give the session a title, 28.
February.
And I start my check-in. Now what we have here is a code, students. So what you need to do is click on check-in and put in that code. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that. If there are any problems, please ask a question. If you are not present in class and you do not check in, or you forget to check in, you are going to receive an email that your lecturer has marked you absent. If you were in the lesson, please make sure you check in. I'm going to give you a minute to do that.
Let's do it now. See that, Mr. Smuts? So do we have to log out to find? No, you find it in your Blackboard. You find it in your Blackboard, students, on the left-hand side, at BCA attendance. It should appear there. It's the check-in. Show again on the screen, sir. The steps. If we can just run back, or there we go. There we go. BCA attendance on the left-hand side. So you click on there, students, and inside there, almost there, we're launching it. And inside there should have some. My attendance is for the 8th of Feb. Don't worry about the 8th of Feb. We were testing to see if this worked. So it did work. There was no class on the 8th of Feb. Don't worry, Mr. Voigt. Or Miss Voigt. Amara. Okay.
There was no class then, it was just a test. So today is our first official class. You do not need to worry about that. I actually deleted all of those absentee records on the system, so you don't need to worry. Okay. Mr. Pretorius, anything else on Blackboard that you would like to speak about?
I think we can do the uploads, an example of how to upload and download maybe next week. And I think we can turn Unit 1 and just show them what this, maybe this term is about. Unit 1 and and Unit 2, chapter 1, 2, and 3. That's it.
Okay, here are units.
There we go.
Semester 1.
And semester 2. That will be in term 2, sir. Here we go. Unit 1.
Okay, Unit 1, which is where we are today.
Right. Here we are.
Now, today we are being nice to you guys, students, because we are only asking you to do Unit 1.1, which covers Blackboard and my classroom, which we have just spoken about. I will show you the uploads now. We are going to discuss WhatsApp and the Telegram communication tools. I'm also going to mention the POPI Act to you, which is the Protection of Personal Privacy Act. Is causing a lot of headaches because your telephone number is not allowed to or shouldn't be visible to other students unless you give permission. So if you have a look at the description on the WhatsApp group, if you are on the class group, there is a disclaimer there that says CPUT can share your information. Your information will be shared on WhatsApp, not to anybody strange, only in amongst the class. And if you disagree with that disclaimer, you may leave the WhatsApp group and just use Blackboard on its own. So that is your choice. Then we're going to discuss search engines, which is Google, Bing, and Yahoo, for example. I think you guys are all only familiar with Google, but there are other search engines out there that we can use. Then we're going to discuss again this remote online learning. Now, I think I just want to mention quickly to you guys, we're having so much questions. Sir, when is it going to be face-to-face? Sir, when is it going to be face-to-face? Is it going to be face-to-face? Sir, we want face-to-face. We know, we understand that. And I think we want face-to-face too, because it's so much nicer to see somebody in the classroom. However, students, there is a problem with the capacity of the university. The law still applies that we are only allowed to have 50% capacity, and we work in computer labs. There are 40 of you in a class, and we would only be able to take 25 at a time. However, those labs have already been filled up by the second year students, some of the second year students and some of the third year and even fourth year students. So we are waiting for permission from CPUT to go back and have face-to-face. I am hoping this will happen soon and we will be able to see you guys in the classroom. But for now, I think your 6 subjects are all online. And I know we've been online for 2.5 years now. And it's getting old, it's getting tired. So as soon as we get permission from the university to have a normal timetable and a normal face-to-face class, that will happen. So when we speak of remote online learning, we are actually talking about what we have explained already today. Then we will briefly talk about the 4th Industrial Revolution and the 5G networks. Now, for this week, I need to explain that it is Unit 1. So on the left-hand side here, where is it gone? I clicked on Unit 1. That is what we are covering this week. Oh, I beg your pardon. That is what we are covering this lesson, Mr. Pretorius. Am I correct?
That is correct, sir. I'm just putting out the link for the students so they can click on the link with the pin to attendance. But this is Unit 1. This is what we're covering today, sir. Correct?
Okay. Now, it's very important for me to explain in this first lesson. You guys have all just come through matric and passed. At university, guys, we move at 5 to 6 times the speed. Don't let that intimidate you. You will be fine. Last year's students passed. This year's students will pass. But you need to be aware we are moving at a speed. Today is Unit 1. I'm going to go through some of it to give you an example of what it is like. So I will go through 1.1 with you, which are these topics I've just mentioned. You guys can all read. So you need to plan your study time, log into Blackboard. All the documents are here at the bottom. I will show you now. Before Wednesday, you need to look at Unit 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4. Then there is another link here, which I'm going to click on. And there are notes for you guys. So those of you that don't have a textbook yet, don't panic. You will need the textbook, but don't panic. There are notes for Unit 1. There are notes for Unit 1.1. Oh, that's upload steps. I'll deal with that now. 1.1, the learning tools. Mr. Pretorius, where is the 1.2, 1.3, 1.4? Under what link?
Yes, sir. I don't know why it's not showing on yours.
I saw it there this morning. Maybe we'll go and check on that. But student 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 will all be showing you. We will check that after class.
Maybe have a look here, Unit 1.
I clicked on Unit 1.
On folder, sir.
There it is. Strange. Okay. So all of these things you need to do some
Smart, sorry
reading
to cut
about.
you.
Yes.
Mr. Smart, attendance is now starting to become a thing here. Students, let's work on this at 12:30. Relax, we'll give you a new code and we'll try again. All right?
I can't give a new code. I've got to use the same code, but I
The
will
same code,
explain
but
again.
it's a bit later.
Okay, don't panic. Don't panic. We will go through that again. So what I'm saying, I don't want to go over it too much. I don't like to say things twice. Please listen. Before Wednesday, you want to go through 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 to 1.4. And under each of those is notes. There's your notes for 1.2. There's your notes for 1.3. And there's your notes for 1.4. So on the left, we clicked on Unit 1. Where has he gone? There we go.
Here we go.
Unit 1, Digital Remote Com Tools. So I will show you again. I click on that. There are your units and the main topics. And then underneath there is notes for each unit. That's for 1.1, which I'll show you now. There are your notes for 1.2 and some videos for you guys to watch. Please watch the video if you can. You should be spending 3 to 4 hours a week, a lesson on BCA.
Here we go, sir.
Okay, Unit 1, there we go. Okay, what I'm going to do now, so I think we have it clear, students, that you need to go through 1.1 to 1.4 before Wednesday, because on Wednesday, we are starting with Unit 2, which is a whole new set of topics, including databases, the history of computing, networks, why we are actually teaching you this information systems and all of the history of computing, because next year you're going to be working with programming code, Visual Basic as far as I understand, and you're going to be working with advanced Excel. And you'll be working with Sage Pastel, which is an accounting software package online. And you will need the basics that you learn in this course for all of that. Okay, what I'm going to do for today, just to show you the process you want. So from the top, you come into Blackboard, you click on Unit 1, you have a look what it's about, and you go down. Click on Unit 1.1 to get the notes.
And you find out, students.
And we will quickly have a look at the notes. I'm going to open that file. Let's make it a bit bigger so that everybody can see. This is what your notes for your class session looks like, guys. Now, this is not the textbooks. There will be slides as well, or the slides are posted under each unit. But don't let them intimidate you. We have 55 to 75 slides per slide show, per unit. And that is good for a recap. So rather read your notes first, and then you can go and have a look at the slides. What is Blackboard? I think we already know what is Blackboard. But do come and read here again. And is structured similar to a face-to-face classroom. There are links here that you can click on You must hold down the control key when you click on it if you're on a PC. But Blackboard has mobile apps. It's got Instructor and Blackboard. We are using Blackboard Collaborate at the moment. What are Blackboard announcements? These come through to your email, and we had a look at the announcements earlier on. Guys, I cannot emphasize this enough. Due dates for assignments and projects, clarification, exam schedules. Please don't ask on the WhatsApp group, where's the exam schedule? Come into Blackboard and come and find it, because this is the official one. So we will only put the dates up there. We might mention a reminder on the WhatsApp groups just so that you guys don't miss it. But where to find the exact thing, you come to Blackboard. What is Blackboard Collaboration? To be simple, Blackboard Collaboration is what we are doing right now. We are sharing screens and we are having chats. So this is basically our online classroom. Blackboard is the name of the software. It is used by UCT, it's used by UWC, it's used by UJ, it's used by University of KZN. So everybody uses Blackboard, and that is pretty much a standard profile. So if you move from university to university, you shouldn't be too lost. Okay, remote online learning, we have discussed that. Just be aware there are two words here, synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous is what we are doing now. We are together in a class. Asynchronous is where you come afterwards and you go into Blackboard, you find the video of the class and you watch the class. That would be referred to as asynchronously. How does remote onlining work? I think you guys have worked that out. What is blended learning? Blended learning is where we are going. I think it's important to remember that, yes, there is going to be face-to-face, but whether you like it or not, the face of the universities in South Africa has changed, and you will always have some online from now on forever. So there may be videos online, maybe one lesson a week will be online and the next one will be face-to-face. They haven't given us the exact information yet. We are still waiting on that. Video conferencing, you can read video conferencing tools or software, Microsoft Teams, Zoho, WebEx, Join Me, Google Hangouts. You need to be aware that these exist. What is WhatsApp? And explain how what does WhatsApp work. I don't need to do that with you guys. I think you all know what WhatsApp is. Okay.
There we go.
However, what I would like to explain just once more on WhatsApp is etiquette. And etiquette involves certain things. And that is on the BCA group, please only discuss BCA. Otherwise, you are going to confuse the other students and they won't be able to find any important work. You do have a general group where you can go and discuss whatever you like. That's why we created the general group for you guys. But BCA is only BCA. And students, if I may ask you a favor, please, I believe, if you are going to leave a group, just put there quickly why you are leaving the group so that we understand. Maybe you are moving to a new group and we need to help you find that new group, or make sure you are added to the new group, so on and so forth. And it's just part of the etiquette for WhatsApp. Advantages and benefits, you will know that. Disadvantage and limitations. It says here only smartphones are supported, but you also have something called WhatsApp Web. And I'll actually put it in my notepad here. Those of you that have a laptop and a desktop, please go and get yourself WhatsApp Web. It is a very cool program where you show your phone to your PC, they say hello to each other, and effectively you can type with your normal keyboard, and it's a lot easier to type than having to type a message on a very small keyboard on a phone. It's called WhatsApp. Group chat rules. I think I've just explained them. Don't spam the group. Don't be offended if others leave. Excuse yourself before you leave a group. I've just mentioned that. Post your message in one single chunk of text. Mr. Pretorius, I think you should do that.
Yes, sir. I'm just here with there's some rules that I will put on the group chat. Yes, sir. The other thing, some students saying that quirky attend only work with their desktops or laptops, not on their cell phones. So we need to maybe sort out another way where students must maybe email to us to say that they were present. For those students that are still don't have desktops or laptops, so I'm just
quickly attendance is not working on a cell phone.
Only on desktop and laptops, I think, yes. So maybe there should be another way with the students. Maybe a Google form, sir.
While we're on about that, students, you shouldn't be studying on a cell phone. You are at university now. Please think about that. And I think one of the things you're going to need for university, and I know it's very difficult and I know it's expensive, but you can get them for 3,500, and the NSFAS students get a 5,000 Rand allowance for this, is you are going to need a laptop or a desktop by week, what is it, Mr. Pretorius, week 3 or week 4?
I would say when we come back in term 2, which is from week 4, week 5 onwards, they need to have the desktops or laptops because we're going to cover Excel practical, and you can only do that on a computer.
And we're talking about a physical.
NSFAS is taking long, sir.
What is taking long?
NSFAS burst money. Some students are still waiting for as long as.
I know, and I understand about that.
They only pay us in the month of April.
Hopefully, in the next 4 weeks, they will sort that out. It happens every year, and NSFAS is slow.
That's a normal thing.
Yeah, it normally deals with the forms that haven't been filled out correctly. Generally, when the forms are filled out correctly, they are quite good. So if you're still waiting on NSFAS, go and please double check your forms, that everything was sent in and sent in correctly. And the most common problem they have there is the wrong bank account number. I know about this.
Yeah.
So, but in the meantime, guys, please start to have a think about it. We are going to be using computers for Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Access. It is the major part of this course. We are doing some theory to start with, but we are starting with Excel as well, which is the tool of the accountant. Spreadsheet software, it's fantastic. It can do anything that you want it to do. And as an accountant, you would be using Excel all day from when you get to work to the time that you leave work as an accountant. If you don't have a desktop or a laptop, please find yourself an internet cafe that is close enough by and check that they have Microsoft Excel on there. And for the interim, you can use that. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. We don't have all day. What is the POPI Act? Okay, this thing came in last year in June. It's Government Act, and it's the Protection of Personal information, Poppy or Poppia, if you include the act. Okay, and it involves your consent to use any of your personal information. So if you join a WhatsApp group, if you join a Telegram group, if you join any type of group, CPUT, you would have signed a disclaimer that they can use your personal information to contact you and so on and so forth, and it's actually there to protect you. However, the problem with that is it limits us in what we can do on the group. We can't post marks on the group. You have to go to SOS to find your marks. Student Online System. You will find that on the website. And I think if we ask on the general group, I think you guys can get your SOS sorted out, which is where the marks will be posted. We don't normally post marks on Blackboard because it is not official marks. The official marks are on SOS. So please be aware, due to the Poppy Act, there are certain things we can do and certain things we can't do. And if a lecturer is posting your marks on a WhatsApp group, you must say to them, hey, that's not private. Okay, they're not allowed to do it. I know you want to see your marks, but you can use the official CPUT rules. Telegram is like WhatsApp. Mr. Pretorius, any messages?
Telegram, it's just basically an overview of how it works. Recently, ProLine top just hold on 14-inch doesn't have the num lock where the numbers is at. Okay, that is fine, student, because you can use the numbers at the top. You don't need to use your numbers on the right box. Sorry, I was just looking at the chat. Coming back to Telegram. The Telegram group is a good group, but it's not yet for me secure yet. That's why we're on WhatsApp so long for the time being. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. But Telegram is an alternative to WhatsApp. And the only real difference why some of the lecturers are using it, if they have very big groups of 400, I think WhatsApp is limited to 200 per group, whereas Telegram is up to 200,000 people on a group. So that is why some lecturers may be using Telegram. It's to get around the numbers issue. Okay, you can read on Telegram and you can read about the channels. Okay, search engines just quickly. So this is what I'm doing is exactly the same as you would come onto Blackboard and you would read through this. A search engine, the most common one is Google. And I want to show you something about Google that will help you guys. I'm actually going to open a new web page. You can do the reading on what it is and so on and so forth. Okay, I'm not going to discuss YouTube at the moment. You know what it is. But I want to show you something here very interesting in terms of search engines. And as a student, how you can use a search engine effectively for your research. Now, you've had a lot of conversation about research. And the first place that you're going to go for research is probably Google. You should be using academic platforms that are supplied in the library, but Google is okay as well. Now, what I would like to show you is the following. I'm going to open a blank web page. Okay, I hope everybody can see. And you had a lesson this morning, economics. Can anybody give me the topic you covered in economics? Eddie, any message?
I am typing in so that students can maybe email them their attendance to us, because I'd like to see the email skills too, sir. If you know what I mean. I'm just typing in something here. Mr. Smuts, your preferred email address is richardsmuts@gmail.com. Am I correct?
No, they can use my CPUT address. So it's standard formats
Okay, so
must are at cput.ac.za.
okay,
I am not using Gmail due to Poppy.
okay, no, that's fine. They can send it. That is for groups H, J, and FW Wellington. Okay, thank you, sir. Students, this is Bing. It's also another tool, like a search engine tool, to search for information. So give us an example or ask us, what did you learn this morning, say for example, in microeconomics? As any
Okay,
term.
microeconomics. That's a good one. Let's now go to Google. The search engine I'm using is Bing. It belongs to Microsoft. Okay. In Google,
Supply and demand, sir.
you said microeconomics, no?
That's correct,
you
sir.
would type in
Microeconomics. Let's see what it's about.
Macroeconomics.
There we go.
And you've got an assignment to do on this. So you type it into Google.
And there we
Now,
go.
I know you can't see this very clearly, so I will read it for you. 5,790,000 results. As a student studying, how can you go through that? You can't. It's not possible. So we have what we call Boolean search or search parameters. So the first one I'm going to show you, I don't want 5 million results. That's not going to help me find the topic for my assignment. If you want to find an article that has the exact word microeconomics in it, you put it in inverted commas. So I'm going to the beginning and the end, and I put it in inverted commas. That will only find the documents that specifically have microeconomics in it. And I'm going to press enter. It's dropped about 800,000 results. That still does not help me. Say you are looking for microeconomics in South Africa, because we are studying in a South African context. I would type here site semicolon ZA. Now, what I'm asking Google to do, the search engine to do, is to show me only the results that come from South Africa. Site colon ZA. I could do site colon UK. I could do site colon com. It is a specifier that says, please only return me the sites that come from South Africa. At the moment, the one that I've used, site semicolon ZA or site colon ZA. When I press that, I go from 7 million to 247,000 results. And I'm getting interesting things here. Microeconomics, a South African perspective. Reform strategy, government. Study notes, UNISA. Department of Basic Education. So it helps you a lot in terms of reducing that. Would anybody like me to re-explain that, or are you guys okay? Mr. Pretorius, have a look at the messages. All good. Okay, I'm going to close that one. So that is an example of what you can do with the search engine. YouTube, you guys all know what YouTube is, but be very careful what you post on YouTube. It is public, and even if you delete it, it is what they call persistent, and it remains on YouTube. So therefore, if there's any legal implication, YouTube still has the videos. Twitter still has the comments. TikTok still has the little videos. So even if you delete it, it remains persistent. So please be aware of that in terms of privacy and the POPI Act. The fourth industrial revolution, and I'm almost finished with class, is what we are in now today. It's a very widely used term. When we go to meetings as to how to teach the students, we hear about 4IR, 4IR, 4IR. What is the fourth industrial revolution which we are in at the moment? It is a change in the way we live, work, and relate to one another. And COVID, unfortunately, accelerated the fourth industrial revolution. To give you an example of that, I have a lot of friends that are software programmers. At least half of them are now permanently working from home because they discovered that you are paying 1 or 2 million rand a month for a big building for an office. That is an unnecessary expense. So moving towards the fourth industrial revolution, certain owners of companies and certain bosses said, fine, we don't want buildings anymore. We're going to do work from home. And they canceled their leases and their staff are only working from home. And that is a typical example of 4IR. It's also the way we live, work, the way we relate to each other using social media. It's a new chapter in human development by all of this new technology we're getting all the time, including one called artificial intelligence, which we will go into further on in the course. If you have an Apple iPhone, you may know Siri. Siri is artificial intelligence. You can ask Siri any question you like what is the weather today, and Siri will tell you. Describe what it means. The first one is the Internet of Things. So they're talking about more than the internet. They are talking about the entire internet, and they just call it the Internet of Things instead of just the internet. Robotics, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence, as I've mentioned. Benefits and limitations of the fourth industrial revolution. So I am doing what you will be doing later on this week, going through the other chapters. Automotive safety, all kinds of things like that. Vehicles that can drive themselves, that the company Tesla is working on at the moment. Very controversial because some of them have had accidents while the car drives itself, but it is very interesting. You can get into that car and you can tell it, take me home, and it will take you home without being behind the steering wheel. That's not the way to use it. You need to be behind the steering wheel in case something goes wrong. But that is an example of a fourth industrial revolution evolution. The impact of 4IR on employment. I think I've just discussed that. Remote workers. And then finally, the last one is 5G technology. Now, I know we've been through 1G, 2G, 3G, 3.5G, 4G, and now 5G. 5G is the latest one. It works just like the network. Your bandwidth throughput is supposed to be very good, and it's a system of cell sites. It's just the next one after 4G, and it's supposed to be faster. In reality, what you may find interesting if you go and Google 5G is it does not penetrate buildings very well, and it hasn't taken off as they expected. Now, if you answer an exam question or a test question on, say, example for 5G technology, You don't just tell me what it says here on this piece of paper. We expect you to do some analysis, to do some research around it. And if I asked a question on 5G and you go and look on Google about it, you will see a lot of people complaining how it doesn't work so well. And I would expect that in your answer as an extra. So if you are going to write down what you read in the notes, you will probably get 50%. If you are going to go and research it and give me the reason why or something interesting about that article, I will say, okay, the student has taken this to a new level. They have done some assimilation of it and some analysis of it, and then you can get your 50% to 100%. So there should always be a justification with an answer. And I think that is the end of 1.1. So I'm going to close that and just explain to you guys what you need to do before Wednesday, and don't get a fright. You need to go through 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and the notes are there, the notes are there, the notes are there, the notes are there, as well as some videos from last year for you. Please be aware, if you see a last year video, ignore anything that comes from Blackboard. We have changed Blackboard totally. So the Blackboard you would know as this year. Just ignore any comments to Blackboard in the video. We spent a lot of time making them and they are very helpful. I think, Mr. Pretorius, that's it from my side for today. Students, please be aware you need to go 1.1 to 1.4 before Wednesday because we are starting with Unit 2. So you can all read, and we expect you to read and interact with us in the next class. Ask some questions. Ask questions on what the technologies are that we are learning about. And BCA starts out with 7 chapters of theory where we're going to learn about the technology in a theoretical sense. And we are also going to start with Microsoft Excel that I was mentioning was the tool of the accountant. Those are the 2 main components of this course and to get you prepared for second year. Mr. Pretorius, you have anything to add? As I understand,
is there any questions, students? No?
Any questions?
Student, you may ask. Any questions? It's good on my side. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think we need to sort out this attendance thing now. This is going to be a headache. Am I correct if the students are saying it does not work on a cell phone? Eddie?
Yes, it doesn't work on a cell phone, sir.
Good morning, both of you guys. So, can I have a question?
Yes.
You may ask, sweetie.
So with as well, we're still experiencing a lot of troubles accessing the attendance. So it's not just people that are using their cell phones, as well as the people that are using their desktops. We're also experiencing problems.
Okay, so what is it that you are?
Can you tell me what happened? And we can try and fix this.
Okay, so when we're accessing the links that are sent by Mr. Pretorius, it says it does not give us access into showing that we have ended the class. It says that the portal is no longer working and there's an error that has occurred.
I wonder what is going on there. Okay, what I'm going to do.
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
I also have a problem with the attendance portal thingy website. However, with mine, I checked in on the quickly attendance thingy. However, I got an email that my instructors marked me absent However, I'm present on the attendance, on Quickly attendance.
Okay. Just
And I'm using
having
a
a look
laptop,
here.
so.
Excuse me,
Mr.
sir.
Yes. There's another
So
question.
when I went into the attendance thingy, it said that I was absent on the 8th. Is that fine?
You
Because I don't
may
remember.
ignore that. I deleted that.
Okay.
There was nothing on the 8th. We were testing the system.
Okay, sir.
And then another question, sir.
You may ignore that.
I have a question, but
Yes.
I would say that the reason why it might be doing is because you left the attendance register, the site where you were. If the instructor leaves and then we can't do anything after that.
Okay, let me just go in there quickly. Maybe we can resolve this.
Because I
Mr.
got another
Pretorius?
idea, sir.
Mr. Pretorius?
Yes, sir.
We
I'm here.
cannot receive 400 emails, sir.
No, that's not gonna work. It's gonna be crazy.
That's
What
not
I
gonna
did for
work.
the time
Let
being.
me just have a look here. At
Okay,
the
going quick.
attendance.
I want to try something when you're done, sir.
Okay, no problem. I'm just going to check the settings for the students, because if the attendance does not work this week, we will disregard it and I will mark everybody present or everybody excused. So you may ignore any and all emails you get for this week or this Monday.
That's fine. That is fine, sir. So what I did, if you want me to, I quickly created a Google form that I can post the link onto the chat for the students for the time being to complete.
Okay, that can work.
If you want me. Okay, so just give me a second. And students, I'm going to paste something over there and see if you get it in the chat box and see if you can complete the form.
Somebody ended my check-in. Why? Okay, I'm going to do another one, guys, that we can attempt to try.
So should everyone do the one that you're gonna do now, or only the ones that have a problem?
Yes, everybody can try, and then I can delete the old one. So 1933, you may try. I see the issue here. It's only open for 5 minutes. So quickly go there.
I see some people are filling out. Okay. Responses. So the Google form is working, sir. Running here. For the time being.
I know what the problem was.
Okay. Is that better since the Google form on the right hand side? Much better. Just for the time being until we get this sorted out. So even if we do it for a month. Okay.
I've fixed it. Well, the problem was it was only open for 5 minutes.
Okay. Oh, you changed the timing.
Yes, it was only open for 5 minutes. That's why the students could not access it.
Okay.
So let's
Done.
just
I
try
prefer
this
the
one
Google form.
last time.
Okay, students. You see, the problem is response Google form. You can get it in group form. You can get it in, yeah, there we go.
It's open for another 27 minutes now. I changed the setting. So Under content, click on attendance, BCA attendance, and check in. I've got it open 3 times. That's the one. Those that had problems, is it working now? Eddie, any messages?
Messages. It seems like they're okay with the Google form, but they're still struggling a little bit with this quirky attendance. But it seems like they're also getting it. Some is working and some is not working. Some is using Google form, some is using the attendance quirky. So guys,
Okay.
finish your Google
Wednesday,
form.
we need to choose one or the other. So if it's Google Forms, it's
Yes.
Google Forms. We'll use that instead.
There we go. But first, try this
Very well.
attendance again, student.
Works very well in the classroom, face to face.
That's the thing. See,
Online
online is
online.
different because, yeah, people have cell phone, desktop, laptops. With the Google form, filling it out on their cell phones and on their desktops. You see, it goes quicker. So Google form, look like a lot of people is happy with that for the time being, sir.
Okay, okay, that's fine. So students, what I'm saying is you disregard any emails you receive today. I will delete that attendance row. In fact, I will do it right now in front of you so that you can see. I'm going to end the check-in.
What we will also do, I think, we will have a link that I will make on Blackboard for a Google attendance. Students can just, if case quirkly don't work out, you can use the Google form in another as a backup.
Yeah, look at this.
And I will share the link to you.
Okay. I'm going to clear the and then we will use a Google link. So,
Okay, make a quiz. I'm trying to see response now. So far we got 93 responses, sir. So it looks like it's more, it works, yeah. And submit. Okay.
I'm just clearing the record for you students so you don't have to worry about any emails. We're going to use the Google Forms, which works on cell phones as well. However, I should mention you should not be studying at university on a cell phone.
That is true, sir.
Mr. Pretorius, back me up there.
Students, we need to get, I know first and I know things, but you need to get your tools, students. I spoke about it in orientation, my presentation as well. So, as soon as NASFIS, whatever, your laptops, people, it's not only about attendance, you're going to need it for Microsoft Access database, and you're going to need it for Excel. We're starting when we come back on the 28th of March, early April, with practical Excel exercises. All right, I'll reset the link now, just hold on. But that is very important, students. Just hold on, I'll repeat that link again. Where is it now? Let me scroll up. There's the link. I'm talking about the Google form link, right? And I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it here and I'm sending it. I want to use the Google way for attendance.
Mr. Pretorius,
I'm listening,
Mr.
sir.
Pretorius, please post the
I'm
link
here.
to the other lecturers, Miss Morris and Mr. Nyambandi.
Are they having problems too?
Yes.
Okay, I need to rename this sheet now because I only typed it. Okay, A B C D. Let me see E F and G. Freddy got his own. So let me click away and let me copy and paste this link. Let me just wait back into there. Let me copy this and I'm gonna go to WhatsApp web. Or I'm gonna type it on the yeah, I'm gonna send it to Mel. Is Mel having problems?
Yes.
Okay. Minimize WhatsApp web. Let me just see my phone here. Need to group G. Okay, good. I will post the link onto the group as well, but I need to send this link to Miss Morris on her WhatsApp. So going into WhatsApp web quickly is taking a little bit of time. Students, is there any other questions along that you can speak to Mr. Smuts about while I sort this out? Please, can you resend the Google form? I just sent the Google form, student.
So for the Google form, do we add like our personal email address or the one we use for CPUT?
No, as for your CPUT address, sweetie pie, your student number at my CPUT, that acknowledges that you are a registered student at the institution. It's very important. Anybody can have a Gmail account. It's for proper act purposes, student. So it must be your student number at my CPUT. All right? Thank you.
Okay, students, I've cleared all the records. You may ignore any emails you receive. The records are cleared. Nobody is marked absent. So we'll take today as a learning curve. Quickly, attendance works very well face-to-face, but obviously there is now a problem online. I'm sure you're used to these issues cropping up. Are there any last questions before I end this class? Are you aware what you have to do before Wednesday? And
Yes, sir.
are you...
Let's go back. Unit 2, Chapter 1, an introduction to management information systems. So I got an email to say that absent people.
On Wednesday,
can
we
you be
move into the bread and butter, guys. So on
just
Wednesday...
Tikano, how can you be absent when you must click in a Google form present? The Google form has got nothing to do with a quirky attendance form. That form is right here. I can see everything. So far, I got 155 responses, meaning is 156 people, 58 people, 59 people. It's growing. That is present. So where's the response? Yeah, here we go.
133, yeah.
Sir, I found the Gmail say my absent in course BCA. It's okay. That must have been your student, your Gmail account that your quirky attendance send you a response to your Gmail account. It's got nothing to do with this Google attendance.
Hey,
There's
something going on. Mr. Pretorius?
Yeah, I'm listening,
Can I
sir.
show you something?
Yes, sir.
At the bottom here, we have 134 students in class. How
Yes.
can you have 159 present? The students are lying. Who's lying?
It's 106. Yes.
106.
160. Because my thing is,
That's not possible. That's not possible. We have 131 in class.
I know what you're saying. My
Yes,
thing
you
is,
know what
sir,
I'm saying. Students,
I
please
know
do
what you're
not
saying.
mark yourself present if you are not in class.
That
That's not
means
going to
I
work.
will only post this link during the sessions. I will not post this link ever again on WhatsApp or on Blackboard. The Google link will only be posted, the Google form attendance link will only be posted in our class sessions. That's
In
it.
the chat. Yes, in the chat. There we
That's
go.
it. Students don't bunk exactly, Maskutu. Exactly, Maskutu. People are saying they're present, but they're not in class here. So the link I will not ever post again on WhatsApp and in Blackboard. It will only be in the collaboration chat box.
There we go. And please don't share it, students. You are here
Sorry,
in
sir.
class. You took the time and you took the effort to be in class. Yes, there's a question.
No, so it's not really a question, but some of us are having problems, having technical problems. So we sometimes leave and re-enter the group again.
Okay, no, that's fine.
So we leave the session
I
and then we come back again.
Sometimes you leave
You
and
would
then you
just-
re-log in.
Yes, sir.
I get you. Okay. But for safety students, I will just post a link over here. So on Wednesday, we will get the 2nd of March's attendance one, something like that. All right? But we keep it inside here.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
if you
So
experience technical difficulties, you just leave the class and join again. Normally it works and it solves the problem. But the class will be on video on Blackboard.
Now that is what happened to Mr. Smuts. Something went wrong with his sound. He left it and he came back in. So what happens, students, is normal. But as long as you're honest that you were here and don't share the link to others because you're cutting them short and you're making yourself short after the time. All right. So stop bunking. Thank you, guys. Will the
Okay, I
classes
think
be
we are
posted?
done for the day. The students have another lesson. What you guys got next?
Yes, sir. Now, students, take this video that Mr. Smuts is recording and we are right now. It's going to be recorded and it's going to be uploaded in the Unit 1 folder in the tab link on Blackboard. So whoever missed the lesson, there's Mr. Smuts showing it to you right now. Unit 1, sir, up. There we go. Right there inside, there will be a folder for all videos. And there's it at the bottom. I will post it in that folder, in that video recordings. So whoever missed the
when
class
the
today,
lesson is finished, we will put it here.
there we go. All right, guys, we're going to start business law soon. Have a beautiful day and prepare for chapter 1 on Wednesday. And we roll with chapter 1, unit 2. Thank you, students.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
attending, students. Thank you for hanging in there, and good luck with the rest of your lessons till Wednesday when we speak again.
All right. Any questions, students? We can chat in the group chat, but not too late.
I think they got business law.
Yes, they got law, sir. 176 students. Not bad, sir. Not bad. Guys, you can leave the chat group. Have a great day. You can leave in the top left corner. You click at the bottom. Leave. So don't worry. We all good. Thank you. No problem, Mr. Downey. Please resend the email.